Welcome back to week number 5 of our Master Duel Challenger Cup winner list format, and this week had a pretty cool setting. We first of all got a new Forbidden Unlimited list in the game of Master Duel, and then also we got Furions, a completely new archetype for the game. We got Skystriker Mobilized Linkage and MATHMECH Circular, so a big boost for older archetypes as well. And we are going to find out how that transitioned into our Master Duel Challenger Cup metagame for this week number 5. But first of all, I would like to ask you to please subscribe to the channel and maybe leave a like to this video. That would help me out a lot. But with that being said, we're getting into the action. First Challenger Cup was held by Ambush, and sadly that was the first winner I didn't get deck lists of, but I can tell you, as I saw the finals, he did play Sword Soul and Numeron, so it probably wouldn't have been the craziest of lists anyways. But we're getting into the lists now with the first Challenger Cup that I have lists of, and that was the one by Schattenspieler, 32 players, and DT Freak, another known name because he already took down the Julio Challenger Cup from last week, won it again with Despia. So one of the few Despia people still sticking around with that deck. And as we can see, he's one of the people that is playing Super Polymerization. Honestly, I do really understand why. Because Despia and Sword Soul, and even more Sword Soul, we saw a lot of Sword Soul topping the last couple of weeks, are the two big decks. And in the mirror match, in the Despia mirror, it is actually insane. And Versus Sword Soul is actually quite good too, because usually you can just normal summon an Aluber, they will try to Shisha negate it, and then you chain the Super Poly, and yeah, they're getting hurt by that, because you are taking quite a bit of their board away with that. But he did not only play that one Despia list, he played a Despia Go Second list for the mirror specifically as well, so when he knows he's playing the mirror, he's just going with this deck for a going second scenario. DD Crow is a good card in the mirror match as well, of course, even though it's only a one-off here. And besides that, still the Super Polymerizations that are set are really good in the mirror match, and of course Ash Blossom is really important versus the Brandon Fusion. And then we have a going second variant versus Combo, and as we already know from him from last week, we also have him play Florwunder Reese. He's actually somebody that thinks that Florwunder Reese going first when you know in Top God that you are going first is such a strong deck, even without the barrier statue, that the opponent can very barely play through. And I mean, if you have consistent access to the Harpiest Featherstorm, you are going to have a very good time and your opponents are going to have a very rough time. Therefore, I do understand it. Next Challenger Cup is the one by El Dojo del Dualista. 64 players, and it was won by Maybe It's Destiny, another 2 times champ, because he has been winning before and he has been topping those cups non-stop. And this was his 60 card Dragon Link deck that he used for Swiss mostly, and also in Top Cut in the first game. And as you can see, there was a lot of Sword Soul the last couple of weeks, and he made up for that by actually including triple Token Collector into his main deck. So that's really cool to see, and also already viewable by the featuring SW here in the title. He's playing Small World, so he's kind of progressing with his 60 card Dragon Link deck, and still he's making it stronger and he's having more success with it, so that's very impressive to see. And I'm already waiting for his next winner list, to be honest. I'm pretty sure this guy is going to take down another event, but that's not the only list he sent me. He has another list of the same deck as the going first version, having Anti-Spell Fragrance and Dimensional Barrier in the main deck. Absolutely makes sense. I'm kind of curious about the Nibiru's here in this deck, because usually in the going first list you're not going to see Nibiru's anymore, but in the Dragon Link deck with the Chaos Rulers, it kind of makes sense, because you can just add them of the Chaos Ruler effect to your hand, so it's kind of free, so I definitely do understand it. Then we're going on, he also of course has a going second variant, there's still the Token Collectors, there's still the maxing out of Nibiru's, but also Maxi, Veiler, Gamma, Beta. He's having all of them, and even Trap Eater in the deck is kind of funny. So he has something for trap decks as well. Pretty interesting, but generally Dragon Link can play through Floodgates pretty good. Usually. And also he brought Sword Soul. He was like, everybody's playing Sword Soul, I gotta try it out as well. We see Ultimate Slayer and Forbidden Shadows in there. Kind of an interesting list, kind of a spicy list. But he told me he did not play that list too much, but that's what he went with anyways. Next one is another one by Ambush, and I'm a little bit proud, because another community member, Tim G, here in this case actually playing his first Challenger Cup ever, instantly with the W. He participated in his first Challenger Cup and instantly won it all with a Sword Soul list, as you can see here. He's playing the Nahata, which I like because it's better with Baxia. And besides that, triple circle, but nothing too crazy otherwise there. And then the Go First list featuring the anti-spells, also a very popular card still on Master Duel. And then in the Going Second list, we just have the one droplet. We have a Talent, we have Evenly's. Pretty easy stuff. And he only played Swords for the whole event. And then we have the 256 player event hosted by Farfar, and Joey Kuzan was the one taking it down, mostly playing Swords for the whole event. And we can see it is actually a Swords list that features evenly matched in the main deck. At first I thought that's just a pure going second approach to the deck, and he's always going to go second when he wins the coin toss even, but I do think he's going first and he just wanted to have some room in his deck for going second cards as well. So when he wins the coin toss, he will be going first, but if he loses it and goes second, he's still very well prepared. So I definitely do understand and appreciate the evenlies in the main deck. And we're going on to his second list that he sent me, and it could, like, I'm kind of questioning myself because last week I featured Floan de Rees as like the new up-and-comer in Master Duel, and we had the first Floan de Rees list actually in a winner's deck in week number 4, and now we have 2 already in week number 5, so people are inspired here. Of course not, you know. But yeah, another Flu list, and this time not even with the super heavy going first approach, so this is not super going on the Harper's Featherstorm and everything. He's playing Double Trap, which is kind of interesting. But besides that, just a pretty standard Flu list. And then we also have a Runic Stun deck. So he's playing 2 decks that people absolutely love. He played Swordsel for most of the event. He played Flu for a little bit. And then I actually texted with him. He was like, whenever I felt lazy, I just went with Runic Stun. And that's what he grabbed there. And so his brain could chill a little bit, and he was just toying around a little bit with Runic Stun. And now a new player has appeared. I talked about MATHMECH earlier, and Z plus G actually was the first player winning a Challenger Cup with MATHMECH, being the one from Jubel. 128 players entered, and this guy just ran through. Like, I followed his progress in the tournament. He basically 2-0'd everyone, just playing MATHMECH all the way through, so Circular definitely had its impact. And also I can tell you, a lot of other people topped with the deck. It's just the one winner we only had with the deck. But yeah, MATHMECH, as we kind of saw it in the TCG as well, just having a pretty small engine, but playing off of one Circular and a lot of ways into Circular with Small World and Silent Minding is really strong. But Trap is the heart and soul of the deck. It's just such a strong interruption on your opponent's turn and gives you an extra negate. On top of that, with the Exceed Monster Van, which was summoned by Diameter. I really like the deck. I do think we're going to see a lot more wins by the deck, and I cannot wait to see more by it. Also, so many hand traps, of course. And he has another variant. This one is, I think, a little bit more tailored towards his Swordsel deck. That's what he told me. Triple Valor, triple Imperm, so he wanted to have like a little bit of wiggle room when he knew what the opponent's matchup would be. And yeah, then we have the cup by Vince, 256 players, and Yuma, another 2-time winner. And he actually showed us for the last time a Runic Stun and a Floan de Rees deck, and I don't think that's going to change. Here's his Runic Stun list, nothing crazy again, and he was like, I'm so sorry, I just made a couple of changes, so it is working with the new lists that we talked about earlier, but besides that, nothing really. And yeah, it's still very successful, as you can see here. And then also, oh no, it wasn't even, I was talking about Floan de Rees, but it were the other birds. He actually, yeah, he sent in a Lyrilisk deck list, Lyrilisk Tri-Brigade. I'm sometimes confusing the birds. But yeah, he actually was playing the super crazy going second Lyrilisk list. Like with Swallow's Nest, with Chalice, with Where Are You. This list is crazy, and he was playing this in most going second scenarios in Top Cut. And I'm kind of impressed. That's a really cool deck, I gotta say. And I'm definitely, I have to say chapeau. I absolutely have to say chapeau to him. So he won the 256 player cup. Definitely good prizes for him there. Speaking of good prizes, the last cup of the week then was the 1024 player cup by Mangaka. Sadly, I did not get the list from the winner there either, but I watched the tournament completely, And he was playing Sword Soul all the way through, Sword Soul non-stop. So another Sword Soul list it would have been. In all 5 games of the finals, he just played Sword Soul. And I feel like we, by far, had the most winner decks being Sword Soul. So if you are playing in those cups, I would definitely recommend you to maybe think about just main decking Token Collectors or something like that at this point. Maybe focusing on Effect Veilers and the Permanences, as they are very good versus the deck as well. I mean, you gotta make that up with yourself, but Sword Soul really looks scary, but you should be prepared for it. The next week is going to be a bunch of action again. We will have another 1024 player cup, and I cannot wait to play in a bunch of those. I hope to see you on there as well. Hope to see you over on my Twitch as well. See you for all of that in there.